Hello! In the previous session, we noted how deliberate practice can be extremely effective in improving learning. One key aspect of practice is repetition, and that's our focus here. A very effective way of practicing is deliberate recall, also known as retrieval practice. Hermann Ebbinghaus, the psychologist who studied self-testing, showed that recall makes us retain information better than simply rereading it. We know that just rereading materials is not as good as testing yourself, which is to close the book or tablet and then trying to remember what you have learned. This testing effect boosts long-term retention of information. The flashcard system that we use for learning is based on recall. You might have used cues in the form of flashcards in your earlier learning. You can buy preset flashcards for many subjects from languages to maths and science, and you can create flashcards to personalize your learning. Flashcards use the mental process of active recall. When given a question, you recreate the answer. Although this approach can be tedious, it is effective. It requires you to generate the answer rather than choosing one from multiple choices. A multiple choice question can be answered by a process of eliminating options and by using clues even if you don't know how to answer. So, avoid this type of self-testing.
The process of generating an answer to your own questions is a more powerful technique of learning than just rereading the material. Research shows that practice retrieving information after studying is more effective than reading once or even rereading the material multiple times.
This effect, in which learning is improved by testing and/or generating information rather than by reading, is the generation effect, also known as the testing effect or recall effect. In this way, tests are not a means to learning, but rather tools to assess a learner's knowledge. This testing effect has been shown to work using words, pictures, symbols as subject materials.
A classic study involved college students learning a passage about a specific subject. One group read the material twice, the other read and recalled the material. When tested 5 minutes later, the subjects who restudied did much better. But 1 day out and a week later, the students who read and recalled did much better. This indicates that retesting and recalling improve long-term retention of the information.
Follow these simple steps. First, read some material that's not too long, maybe a page or so. Then, close the materials and try to recall it. Perhaps make some notes. Finally, check your notes against the original material. How similar or different are they? How much did you recall correctly? Which parts did you misunderstand or misremember? Repeat this process to develop better long-term retention of the material. Why does this kind of self-testing by recall provide such a benefit over simply repeated studying?
Yes, rereading is one of the biggest time wasters that students insist on doing. Simply rereading is just using the same connections over and over again. Instead, when we try to recall or generate answers to our own questions, we form new, more deeper and durable connections between pieces of information. This rehearsal testing provides practice in triggering these retrievals in an exam, whereas simply rereading does not.
So, we can see that frequent repetitions help us improve our skills and remember material effectively. Now, let's review 8 specific things you can do to learn better. 1. Reread the same material over and over, but take breaks between your reading times. 2. Repeat and recall the same thing over and over exactly as the same original material. 3. Repeat and recall the same information, but not exactly the same way. For example, rephrasing the information using your own words and images. 4. Repeat and recall, but add some examples, demonstrations, illustrations, and other ways of providing context. 5. Repeat and recall materials through different learning media. Read, listen, watch, go online. 6. Recall and retain information in different ways. Make notes, draw pictures and symbols. Make audio and video recordings of yourself showing what you have learned and what you can do. 7. Repeat, recall, test, and retest yourself. Practice and see if you know the key points of what you have studied. 8. Don't always learn alone. Discuss what you know with others. Practice with them collaboratively through team learning. Tell them what you know. Show them what you can do. And listen to the feedback they give. It's essential for you to identify, select, and prepare practice activities that are best suited to you. Keep measuring your learning and adapt the activities further. Always reflect on your learning as part of your self-regulation routine to motivate yourself to greater progress. Generally, free recall is best followed by recall with cues. Different types of repetitions are better than the same type, maybe because more regions of the brain are engaged. It can also be pretty boring to do exactly the same thing each time. Variety will keep the brain engaged and focused. Repeat more of what you know least and less of what you're most confident of. Use these techniques. Make them part of your repertoire of learning strategies to consolidate your knowledge for deeper learning and better skills. Next time, we will explore more techniques to complement those we have looked at in this session. So, join me then.